What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Great Divide Brewing Company, and they are out of Denver, Colorado, and this is their Horchata Yeti, the 2024 release. So this is an Imperial Stout with cinnamon and Madagascar vanilla beans. It comes in at 9.5% alcohol by volume, 75 IBUs at the time of review. This can is approximately 5 months old. I want to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Billy, for this beer. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail boxing video I did that contains all the goodies that Billy sent my way. And as usual, Billy hooked it up, sent me a lot of awesome beer, including 5 different offerings from Great Divide, 4 of which were from the most recent Yeti variety pack that Great Divide released towards the end of 2024. 4 different Yetis, and I'm reviewing them in order of least to most excited. This is the 3rd one I'm reviewing, and I'm super excited about it because of the spiel here on the back. It seems like they did a little bit more with this one than others. So it says, with origins dating back to the 13th century, horchata-like beverages have a cross-culture appeal similar to our mythical Yeti. New World versions of the creamy beverage utilize a white rice base, as does our Horchata Yeti Imperial Stout. Rice was added to the traditional Yeti malt bill along with lactose sugar to impart luxurious creaminess and delicious sweetness. Cinnamon and vanilla enhance the pastry-esque qualities of this Imperial Stout. Yeti continues to reinvent himself. That rhymed. I see what they did there. So if you want to read up on it right there, feel free. And then you got, a very festive label here for the Horchata Yeti. So yeah, so they basically got the regular base kind of Yeti, but they are using white rice to kind of mimic horchata in some regard there. And then they're using cinnamon and vanilla and then also lactose. So I'm here for it. Probably could do without the lactose, but that goes for most beers. But we'll see. Hopefully this is great. I love like horchata. I'm trying to, you're wondering why I'm not open this, that I just don't want it to spill. Like when you crack it open quick, darker beer goes everywhere. Trying to avoid that. Anyway, I'm going to pour it into here. And what I was going to say is like, I love like horchata, like Mexican style Imperial Stouts, anything that utilizes like cinnamon, vanilla in conjunction. I know Mexican Imperial Stouts are more of like, you get the cacao and then like the chili peppers, but anything that brings that kind of blend together. And I'm sure like the base of the Yeti with the chocolate is probably going to be very akin to like a Mexican Imperial Stout. So first things first, probably because of the rice and everything, but that is the most velvety, smooth looking Yeti that I have poured so far. That looks absolutely beautiful. Has about a finger of a straight up dark brown colored head, super creamy looking. See if I can show you like the top of it, how it like kind of sticks to the side. Like it's not quite nitro, but it's pretty gnarly. We'll get out the no, there is no contraband here, Gregory. Settle down, buddy. But yeah, you can't really see through it. I'm putting it through the other side. You can't. So this is definitely pitch black, poured out pitch black. This is the thickest looking of the ones I have reviewed. So far, I reviewed the chocolate cherry Yeti and the white Russian Yeti, both quite delicious. My preference was to the chocolate cherry Yeti. I'm hoping this one is the best of the bunch. So it plays the role. It's pitch black, dark brown head, super creamy looking. Let's get a nose. Yeah, so right off the rip, it's not reminding me of horchata. It's reminding me of a Mexican-style Imperial Stout minus like the chili pepper. Beautiful blend of like, I'm even getting coffee in this one because the base malt, it's pretty much like a 50-60% cacao bar meets like a dark roasted coffee and then transitions into that sweeter vanilla and then like that spicy cinnamon. Oh, it smells lovely. It doesn't smell like super impactful and like intense. But what it does smell like is deliciousness. It's 5 months old, so maybe the age plays a role. And Billy sent to me, sent these my way. It's not like I'm reviewing this one like 3 or 4 months after he sent it to me. He bought the variety pack recently, so it's not like he was sitting on these for like 3 or 4 months. So, probably a little bit of they probably canned, like this one was canned in the middle of September. So a lot of these were probably canned August, September, and maybe even to late September, and then put on the shelves in like November. When you do variety packs, they're always a little bit older, I notice. Yeah, I mean, it smells like the base Yeti. There's a little bit of like a hop character. It's like earthy, kind of like just like a generic hop character, like maybe slightly piney. But that addition of that cinnamon vanilla is just beautiful. It's a beautiful mixture. Yeah, it smells awesome. Want to get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Billy. Very nice. Very nice. First things first, I like this. Like I said, very nice twice. However, the nose, bit misleading. Bit misleading. Let's go back in for another sip. Buying this is awesome. Low to medium full, 9.5%. Like, I think is great. I'm not expecting full bodied at 9.5%, but the way it poured and everything, I thought it was gonna be bigger bodied than it is. So the body's great. The mouthfeel, it has a little bit more carbonation than I anticipated based on the way it looked. It just looks so velvety smooth, like the pour and then like the creaminess of the head. It's mild to moderately carbonated, like smack dab in the middle. I was anticipating a little bit softer. It does have a smoothness to it. It's pretty creamy. But I think the body's better than the mouthfeel, which I didn't anticipate based on how this looked pouring out. The taste could be the age, could be the fact they didn't want to do too much or like overdo it with the cinnamon and vanilla, because it's very easy with the cinnamon and vanilla to go overboard. But and also with the mouthfeel and the body and stuff, I think the rice obviously plays a role to some degree, but mostly you use rice and like rice lagers and like Budweiser's and whatnot for that like crispness as well. So maybe that's why this isn't as soft and has a little bit more crisp quality to it. But anyway, they probably didn't want to go too heavy on the vanilla or cinnamon, or maybe this was a little bit more pungent 3 or 4 months ago. But it's more of a subdued adjunct laden beer because the nose was screaming a beautiful mixture of that vanilla cinnamon with the base malt characters of, like, again, 50-60% cacao bar into like a dark roasted coffee. I'm still getting that 50-60% cacao bar, that dark roasted coffee. There's a nice roasted malt character in general. Like, you get the base Yeti. I forget who asked, so I do apologize. Somebody asked in the comment section about, as far as like these variants of Yeti go, do you still get the base beer? And I'm saying yes, because I've had Yeti many times and I do get the base Yeti in this. So it's base Yeti accentuated by the adjuncts and what they're going for, as opposed to just adjunct forward with a little bit of the base. It's actually the opposite, which I like. And this is the same thing. It happened in the chocolate cherry, happened in the white Russian one, and now this is base Yeti with an accentuation of the cinnamon and vanilla. However, unlike the first two, I think I want more of the adjuncts here because it is an horchata Yeti. It's not just Yeti. So it's a little bit disappointing from that aspect. Still nice, very nice, twice. Yeah, so all that malt goodness hits me at the forefront, passes through. The vanilla, the cinnamon hit midway through the palate. Kind of gives me a little bit of that Mexican kind of imperial stout vibe, more so than horchata. And then on the finish, has a semi-dry finish. Mild to moderately bitter, not cloying whatsoever. The one thing about these Yeti variants is they haven't been like excessively sweet, nowhere near cloying. Same thing happening here. It's a big, rich beer, but it's not over the top with the sweetness. It's not a chore to drink. But for this specific variant, I have almost reviewed these in the opposite order of what. So I've done this with a couple different variety packs to date. The AleSmith Speedway Stout Grand Prix 2024. The Jack Abbey's, was it not? It's not Framingham, pastry porter pack. Reviewing all these packs in order of least to most excited. And for this one, much like the Jack's Abbey, it's kind of going backwards to some degree, where like this is actually my least favorite of the three so far, and the chocolate cherry might be my favorite. Kind of weird, but it is what it is. One more sip, and we'll talk about the ABV. So you really can't tell the ABV in this one. Hides it extremely well. A little bit of warming in chest, nothing on palate. So don't get me wrong, this is still a very good beer. And I wish I would have remembered what I gave the chocolate cherry Yeti and then the white Russian. I want to say the chocolate cherry gave like a 4.3 or 4.35. I think I gave the white Russian a 4.2. This is going to get a little bit lower than both of those. I think the reason being is, again, not enough that cinnamon vanilla flavor to really say, hey, it's an horchata beer. Or like, again, a Mexican-style Imperial Stout. The only reason I'm saying Mexican-style Imperial Stout is because, again, in most Mexican-style Imperial Stouts, it's usually some combination of cacao or cocoa, some kind of chocolate, usually a chili pepper, which just does not have, cinnamon, vanilla, sometimes we'll throw in coffee. So in back of my mind, I'm thinking, are your Prairie Bombs of the world and, Mexican Cake from Westbrook and those types of beers. This isn't in that realm because of the lack of ingredients, but it's still giving me those vibes. It's just the nose was much more vibrant than the taste. So I don't like this as much as I thought I was going to based on the nose, and I don't like it as much as the other two, but only by a smidge. It's still a very well-constructed, tasty beer as a whole. So, rating. What are we going to give this? I'm going to give Great Divide's Horchata Yeti, the 2024 release. I'm going to go high 4 out of 5. I'll go 4.1 out of 5. About the best I can do on this one, if I'm just being honest with you. Damn good beer. Highly enjoyable. It's just, I want a little bit more of that cinnamon and Madagascar vanilla. I will say I'm happy that the lactose didn't go, they weren't heavy-handed with the lactose, which, can be a mistake a lot of the times. I'm getting a little bit of an extra sweetness. Maybe it's helping out that body and mouthfeel in addition to the rice, but it's not over the top, and I appreciate that. Price point availability, like I said, I didn't buy this. Billy sent my way, but with all of these, I looked them up, and $25 to $29 for a 12-pack. Great deal. You're talking anywhere from $2 to like $2.50 a can, 9.5%, adjuncts, whatnot. For a 12 fluid ounce can, I'm fine with paying $2.50 or less for a can all day, every day. And availability, I have no idea. I have no idea with Great Divide stuff. Here in the Buffalo, New York area, we do not see their beer, hence why Billy sent all the different variants my way along with Hibernation Ale. I miss Great Divide, if I'm being honest, especially Yetis and their variants. They're a lot of fun, but just their regular beers were pretty good too. I like quite a few of them, and the fact we can't get them here in Buffalo is a bummer. Check out their website, probably have a beer finder. See if you can grab them by you if it's accurate. Sometimes it's not, sometimes it is. I just know here in Buffalo, we cannot get our hands on these beers, and that is an absolute bummer. So if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. I know Billy will. Billy always, outside of just being a fantastic person who sends beers like this my way, he checks in pretty much every day with a comment, whether it's just telling me the weather or saying whether or not he likes the beer. For all the beers he sent me, he's pretty much told me if he liked them or not, and he liked the first two Yetis, and we're actually, honestly, with those and the Sierra Nevada beers he sent me, we're pretty much in agreement with most of these beers. I'm curious to see if you like this one more than I did, or maybe liked it less than I did. Again, don't get me wrong, give this a 4.1 out of 5. It's still a good score. Just for me, it's lacking. It's just lacking in the cinnamon and vanilla. I just want a little bit more from the adjuncts. If so, it would have jumped into like a 4.2, maybe a 4.25. It just needs a little bit more of those adjuncts. And again, could be because it's 5 months old. Definitely could be. And I'm not sitting here and saying it's not. But from the other ones I've drank that are like around 4.5 months old, those held up extremely well. Maybe cinnamon and vanilla are a little bit more, especially cinnamon. I want a little bit more cinnamon. And I'd imagine that's one of the spices that fall off pretty quickly. Now thinking about like pumpkin beers that I review and whatnot, a lot of times cinnamon falls off pretty quickly. So that could be what's happening here, but it is what it is. You got to review what you have on hand, and 5 months old. Not Billy's fault, not my fault. It is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to shut this one down. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. I got one more left. Their Big Yeti. Probably review that in the next week or two. And I'm looking forward to that 13.5% version of Yeti. No adjuncts, just 13.5%. I can't wait to check that one out. I hope it's delicious. Did I save the best for last? We're going to find out. Thanks again, Billy. Thanks, everybody. Till the next one. Cheers. I said 9.5%, right? Warming in the chest, nothing on the palate. It's crazy. Just because I drink so many big beers, especially coming off of All Imperial Beer Theme Month, the ABVs don't bother me like they used to, certainly over the last couple of years. Because I'll have people be like, oh, I get booze and like a Southern Tier beer that I reviewed recently, their Strawberry Shortcake. A couple of people are like, oh, it's too boozy for me. I didn't get much booze out of that, 8.6%. Like, it doesn't really affect me. It's kind of wild. So that's scary. That is honestly scary. Anyway, we're shutting this one down. Cheers.